So this is going to be basically my thoughts, feelings, and hopes. I'm gonna do two different lists. One is going to be what I think the game should do to move into a better direction and keep the meta fresh and not as oppressive, and just create a better game experience. After that is what I'm going to do is what I think Konami is going to do. Based off my experience from what I've seen from the previous lists and their tendencies to not actually really hit the problems and kind of just lackluster just according to all the player wishes. So, starting off with my list that I think we should do to make this game better. And I don't think there's a better way to do it than to get rid of this card. Do I need to say more? There is nothing more unfun than getting hit by Maxi, whether you're going first or second. Either you go first, you get hit by a Maxi, and you just pass your turn, because you don't have any place without giving your opponent half their deck. Turn play into it, and you're gonna get hit with a hand trap, and another hand trap. They're gonna draw all their engine, you're gonna end on a half board, and it's not gonna be fun. It's just unfun, whether you're going first or second. Yes, does this technically help going second? It does. In a good way that makes the game transformative, fun, enjoyable, or even just skillful? No, it doesn't. It's just based off like makes the game have fun, and I genuinely don't see the point in having this. We got the Charmis. There is no point in having this card anymore. It does open the gates for some rough stuff, I am aware. But we have the Charmis, and some of the other problems can be addressed as well. The Charmis, while the Charmis are really annoying, it's not fun to get hit by a Fuva. I can see the point that they do need to exist, especially Master Duel, in a game that has so many dumbass like FTKs. I think having the Charmis is still just not a bad thing. Called by the Grave. With having Ash for the Charmis, I do think we can ban Called by. Like, in a perfect world, you would just ban all the Charmis and Ash and have it like that. Then you wouldn't need to ban Ash. But, I do think hand traps should resolve most of the time. But I do think the Charmis needing to have an answer is not that bad. Especially since you can activate 2 in a turn. I don't think having a answer to the Charmis in Ash is that bad. And I think it can run a lot too rampant without the Charmis and Ash keeping them there. Crossout? I think Crossout is fine at 1. I don't wanna move Crossout from anywhere. Duel also some answer for certain decks, yes. So Crossout to 3, no. The reason why Crossout and not Call by, because Crossout still requires you to have the hand trap in your deck. It is the same idea as a Call by, but it still requires deck building functions, and I genuinely don't think Crossout is as good. Next card is a card I want to think about from MD, and I think Crossout, not Crossout, Talents should go to 1. I feel if using cards to force you to make deck building shows are playing cards you don't, like cards on Charmis, true. Certain decks can run 3 of this, certain decks run 2 of this. Doesn't need to be 1. I think this card just becomes really, really unfun. And with the hand traps, as we're saying, that should be in my opinion. I think Talents 1 is okay, just because going second still sucks. I don't want going second to be horrible. Given this card is kind of a blowout in going first, but I do think it's a win more, and with Call by banned, I don't think, like, at least you get hit by a hand trap most of the time. Like, it will be promoting more of the TCD stuff where you just throw your charms in the standby. But it is still a one-off, and just because you draw talent first does not mean you win. And with decks like Gemini coming out, I think with the other hits, talent is gonna be fine at 1, but we can talk for that later. Let's move on. Engraver. I think Engraver can go to 3. I don't think Fiendsmith, that is a use consistency buff. I agree. Engraver to 4. True. It is a nice consistency buff, but I don't... This is my opinion of Fiendsmith. While Fiendsmith is good, is strong, it gives a lot of utility, I do think the thing with Fiendsmith is that it doesn't do anything unfair. It doesn't hand rip you, it doesn't like create an unbreakable board, it does not do anything unfair. And I think Fiendsmith is just a generally good thing for the game. I think it is very healthy, and I want to see more Fiendsmith. I think this is generally just good for the game. Other than that, I don't think anything from Fiendsmith needs to be it. I think Moon is actually important to have to let decks play Fiendsmith. I generally think Moon is a great card, and I would never want her banned. Because I think just promoting Fiendsmith uses, it's good. I think while strong, it does nothing unfair. Before Maliss, do we want to do some of the more staple stuff? I think so. Apple needs to go. It's just the truth. Apple needs to go. Apple has to go. And her partner in crime in Maliss right now, Link Decoder, also needs to be murdered. Like, the fact that she just makes Maliss improve is just insane. I get the argument that certain rogue decks need Apple. And that is true. Some rogue decks need Apple to be able to compete. The problem is, not just rogue decks can make Apple. That is the problem. The problem is every deck can make Apple. Speaking of Apple, a deck that really liked Apple, I just need to get this opinion. Oak can come back. And he was unfairly punished. Oak can come back. I think in current MD, Oak can come back. And I don't think it's gonna break Snake Eyes. Speaking of unhits, Labyrinth should get their furnitures back. I think Snakes would look better in Res, I'm not gonna lie. I think that is coping. Konami gonna still have left furniture. I have no idea why the furniture is still at 2. This deck is doing nothing. And I think that's okay. Another thing that I want to see on hit, Runic Fountain can come to 2. And I think it should come to 2 as well. Please no. I don't think Runic is gonna break the game or make it unfun or unplayable. Runic is still very hit. Please never play versus it. I have both played against and as Runic. I think Fountain can come back to 2. Keep the hits they have in Master Duel. But I think Fountain can come back to 2. I don't think that is going to break the deck. Okay, let's hit every floodgate. We're getting there. We are hitting floodgates. Because I think Runic, not Runic Stun, is kind of a cool archetype. I think Runic can be really fun and interesting. The problem is when it's paired with Stun and floodgates. Let's just hit these floodgates. They're not fun. And any stun deck is just genuinely unfun. If I had more, we can probably hit more. But Milflab? Oh, 7 Milflab. The first cannon is most fun floodgate. It is, but it's more symbolic of floodgates in general. More than just a floodgate. I don't have every floodgate on here. So this will just be symbolic as other floodgates. We can put away skill drain and just have TC boof for just hit fucking floodgates. I'm thinking about it, I actually think talent should be banned. Because I do think banning talents actually promotes more gameplay. Not for the reason that it's gonna be tier 0 if you draw it, but I do think banning talents will promote more deck building and more gameplay. At 1, it will be a mainstay in every deck, and I think it's gonna promote more deck building if you ban it, and everyone doesn't have that free filling slot. I think definitely you can give a tier 1 a hint. You are correct that melee is a 2 and that's gonna be rough. So just to avoid that. I did not say that, Kage. So I think we can allow tier 1 planet. It can come back though, planet ban is almost unnecessary. That's fair. And that's why I think it can come back. I don't think it's gonna break tier. I don't think tier's gonna complain about having 1 planet. I think planet can come back at 1 without changing anything too much. This is going to be a painful one, chat. I need y'all to like hold my hand while I say this. It's probably time for him to go. It's probably time for him to go. I love this guy. As a Monica player, I will miss him. But I think it's for the best of the game that this guy... I think it's best for us if this guy stays gone. I think having Kashtera as more of an extra engine rather than its own deck, because the deck right now of Kashtera is basically making a Rise Art and putting counter traps and floodgates into it. I don't think Kashtera as a deck is that good for the game. I just want to say, I think this card needs to go before we get Heraldic. When Moon Glacier keep the ban? Actually, Moon Glacier should be banned. We should have put Moon Glacier on Pan. What card is that? That is Ouroboros. Moon Glacier should also get banned. Moon Glacier and Ouroboros should both be banned. There's 2 approaches to Maliss. One is to hit certain cards and one is consistency hits. But I think to balance Maliss, I think she needs to go, sadly. I think PanTheKat needs to go, unfortunately. It sucks, but this will also... Banning Chessie will limit the ceiling, limit the draw power, and also allow us to not need to hit every name to 1. Mouse wants to PanTheKat, what a surprise, yeah. I do think that banning Chessie is just the best, because if we're not banning Chessie, we need to hit Dormouse to 1, Field Spell to 1, Rabbit to 1, Marcher to 1, like... I think we just need to do too many consistency hits to Maliss if we don't ban Chessie. I think Chessie needs to go. I like Chessie, it's sad, but I think she needs to get banned. And I think something like Underground to 1 could be good. Anti-Venom Expedition friendly Banlist. The 2 most generic hits still do anything or max and up to 0. If you want to hit Maliss in a way that doesn't waste hits, ban White Binder. You cannot ban White Binder. Do not ban White Binder. I do not think you can hit White Binder. This play usually going to want to consistently. I think if you ban Chessie, Apple Decoder, and Field Spell to 1, I do think White Binder was made as a fair reason. I think White Binder is killing the deck. I do not think you should ban White Binder. I think Binder and the traps are just genuinely a good part of the deck. It won't kill the deck. Yeah, but you're removing like a lot of its identity. I don't think removing identity from a deck is cool. Because it's either do nothing or kills the deck with a lot of needle hits. That's why we do both. That's why we don't just do consistency hits, and why we don't just ban 1 card. We kill a lot of their ceiling and a lot of their like ability to play around hand traps. We kill their draw and also a whole name. Like killing Chessie is not just draw, it's a whole name. Like you're killing a whole name. They only have 2 banish shamans now. Like that is killing a whole name. Like that is huge for Maliss. And I think with Field Spell at 1, like there's gonna be even less consistency. This is one less body direct matter. I can say this. We tested the Mordred list, right? Where chassis is banned. We tested Mordred list. Maliss feels kinda fucking bad without the chassis. It does not feel that good. Ban TB11. I mean, we can. I don't think that's gonna change anything. I would hit Sword to 2, maybe I should do. I think a name. I don't think both of them. I don't think both Sword and Ice. I would hit one of the names. I would hit one of the names, but not both of them. Ban Cross, fuck it. No. The deck needs Cross. I hate Cross, but the deck needs Cross. I think... Fuck it. Get the Ice as semi-limit. Why not? Release some consistency. I ultimately agree with most of your list. Heck yeah. Okay. Main of White. Everyone for Boom Blaze. Yeah, these cards can definitely come back. Sadly. I prefer the meta. I'm still having some people complain about this right now, but it was shield time compared to... I hated it because I played Dynamorphia. I hated Blaze White meta. Because it fucking counted both Live Twin and Dynamorphia so hard. I hated Blaze meta. Maxing up alone are huge. That is true. But I just think like if we implement this today, can put it to 1. No, I realized that the changes between 1 and 0 are not that big, and I think it actually promotes better deck building to have it at 0. I think it promotes better deck building to have it at 0, because if you put it 1, everyone's gonna play 1. The elephant in the room is still there, Yannick Floodgates. I have Tikaboo here as just a marker for generic floodgates. I have a marker. This Tikaboo kind of just stands for generic floodgates, because if I'm gonna put generic floodgates, I need to enter about 10 more images. I think this is like, see here, like tier gets above, people maybe play that. Rysel doesn't really change, but it's not that broken, and the hand loop thing won't be a problem. Mermail is a whole lot toxic. Maliss is not as strong at all. Blue Eyes will get back power. Maybe someone can play Pearly. Labyrinth at least gets triple furniture. Oak and Finsmith, like you get more Finsmith and maybe some Snake Eyes. Maybe some Runic variants if Fountain comes back to 2. And just no Maxi, no Callby, no TTT, less sack. Less unfun. Can ban Cross is just a second one off. We can ban it. We can have it 1. I genuinely don't care that much if it goes to 1 or 0. I think if we ban both of these, I think Crossout can stay. I don't think it has to though. Furniture is funny. Konami thinks they're on as bad as Maxi. True. On Stylish ban Americ Sandy. I don't think Stylish is as good with Baguska banned. But I don't mind banning Stylish at all. But I don't think it's as bad without Baguska in the game. I think he can stay with Baguska gone. Problem is, Konami aren't as nice as us. So, let's take a look at what Konami would give us, shall we? Let's take a look together, chat. What do we think Konami is actually going to do this next ban list? But obviously, as it pains me to say, this is probably as what they're going to do. Gonna take Dormouse 2. Oh. They're gonna take Dormouse 2. They're gonna take Goldsark to 1. Field Spell is probably just gonna go to 2. And then they might hit like Shizuka to 1. This is for October's ban list then. Sell it this year. What else? I do think Konami might hit TTT to 1. I thought I was the Super Max and Abo. I don't think they're going to, is the problem. They should, but I don't think so. I'm kind of free for someone good with Ryan deck played suck for every good day. Yeah. I can see Baku benefit. I think Baguska can definitely be banned. I do not think that is out of the realm of possibility for them. So, I think they definitely can do something like semi-limiting this. Can I would also ban bonfire? Nah, I don't think so. Probably 7 stream, not gonna lie. Yeah, I actually think that was a good idea. That is probably something Konami will do. Yes, semi 7th. I think that is something Konami would do. Bonfire will stay at 1. Yeah. I think this is something Konami can do. 100%. I think this is like frustratingly predictable. I think this is definitely something Konami could do.